Well, a year ago, 3 young Australians who once worked at Steve Irwin's Australia Zoo knew nothing about elephants. Then they fell in love with a starving, orphaned baby elephant from Sumatra and saved her from what was likely death. Well, their story and the story of baby elephant Bona features on Australian Story tonight. Let's take a little look at what to expect.
It's a baby elephant. Have you seen her? She's just adorable. So there's just something about her that just people have connected with.
I just thought this was an amazing thing to be involved with, and I think to see the photos of Bona starving the way she is, it was just hard to say no. It was hard not to help.
When I first started with this, I knew nothing about elephants. I knew nothing. I had no idea that there was only 2,000 Sumatran elephants left in the wild. I just suddenly felt like it was our responsibility to do something.
Well, over the course of this issue with Bona, I've actually been amazed that 3 very ordinary Australians can work together to save one little animal.
Nice portrait of Bona there. To tell us more about this story is one of those 3 carers, Munro, joining us from Brisbane. Murray, thanks very much for your time.
You're welcome, Scott. Great to be on here.
So we heard you and your colleagues used to work at Australia Zoo. So were you an environmental and animal rights campaigner before Bona, or did Bona make you so?
She certainly had a lot to do with it, but conservation is very much the core of Bruce, Amanda and I. It's what, sort of brought us together, and it's certainly Steve's legacy that brought us together in the first place at Australia Zoo. So, effectively we've been carrying that on with the Bona campaign, and it's just been incredible. So, here we are today, we're on Australian Story tonight, and it's certainly something that none of us would have imagined would have happened 12 months ago, that's for sure.
How did it all unravel, or come together, I should say, 12 months ago, that here's this little elephant and you 3 come along as carers?
Yeah, so a couple of colleagues of mine at the time had been to Sumatra and had visited the elephant conservation camp where Bona was, and they came back with photos of this rather sick, starving, very malnourished baby elephant, and all it took was one look at those photos and we knew that we just had to do something. So we got together, banded together and created a Facebook page, a website. We went out to family and friends initially. It was around about Easter time, and we asked for donations in lieu of Easter gifts and eggs and things. And from there it just really escalated. The interest in her story started to travel far and wide. We had a lot of elephant lovers around the world who came on board offering advice and also offering assistance and support. So, and it's just continued to this day, so it's been quite incredible. But she was a very sick elephant when we first set eyes on her, and when you saw the state of her, something just had to be done.
And how is she now?
She's fantastic. So, we're nearly 12 months on. When we found her initially, she was about 182 kilos and well underweight for an elephant of her age. Now she's well over 300 kilos, so we must be doing something right. She's just her whole demeanour, her personality. She's like a 2-year-old child, so she can be a little bit pushy. She throws the odd tantrum, and which is great to see. She really looks to the other elephants. There's some adult elephants at the camp that can teach her to be an elephant. So she's not so reliant on that human contact now.
Well, she wouldn't be a 2-year-old if she wasn't throwing tantrums, that's for sure. Now, putting all this focus on one elephant, Murray, how does that help the broader issue of elephant survival, elephant numbers and habitat destruction?
Yeah, look, a lot of people ask that question, why save one elephant? But, her story is just such an incredible one of survival. It highlights a lot of issues that are facing not only Sumatran elephants, but a number of other species that live in the forest along with them. So she's effectively become an ambassador for her species. She can, her story we want to tell and spread the word and take it as an educational thing around schools, both here in Australia and in Sumatra. But it highlights, you know, particularly the palm oil issue. She was found alone in a palm oil plantation. It's suspected that her mother and other family members were poisoned. And that's not an isolated incident. It's happening quite regularly and every day. So, you know, it is a big issue. Habitat destruction is huge, and it's happening every day in Indonesia and particularly in Sumatra.
Murray Munro, one of the carers, saviours and good mates of Bona the baby elephant, now a toddler. Thanks very much for sharing that story. Look forward to seeing more of the story tonight on Australian Story. Good on you.
Thank you, Scott.